Last week, Tim talked about those 4 psychological elements of motivation: hope, clarity, connection, and acceptance. This week, I want to talk a little bit more about how you can turn to your ADW profile results and get some insight into what do those 4 elements look like for you. Even though those 4 elements are applicable to all of us, how we interact with them, what kind of gets hooked and inspired and motivated in us looks different. We respond differently to different things. And of course, there's a lot of information that we can glean about ourselves in our ADW profile. For today, I want to focus on the cyplex. Remember that cyplex is sort of the visual representation of our personality, sort of in the type-based approach to personality. And the vectors that we want to look at in particular around motivation are enthusiasm drive and expectation drive. Now remember, in your cyplex, it's not one side or the other necessarily. It's likely that one side or the other might be a slightly stronger preference for you, but it's just as possible that you could have an equal preference for both. So take a look at that cyplex and look at your expectation drive and enthusiasm drive. The enthusiasm drive is looking at things like trust and seeking change and impulsivity, very much an emotional connection to the moment, feeling inspired and sort of feeling moved to act in the moment. Very much, again, sort of that emotional element. Expectation drive, perhaps a little bit more intellectual. Now, there's always an emotional element because, as we talk about in our podcast this coming Friday, motivation is inherently an emotional experience. But expectation drive, a little bit more grounded in information, as the name says, expectations, forward progress, doing what we're told, dutifulness, understanding what's expected and sticking to that. And so I'd invite you to explore those areas. Take a look at those sections in the ADW companion, really helpful reflection questions in there that'll help you get in touch more with those individual idiosyncratic elements of your motivational style.